Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's top stories, scholarship recipients join Myanmar City volunteers as they visit farmers to learn the hard work behind every meal. In today's feature report on food safety, we see how school cafeterias are now offering healthier snacks and beverages to students. And we meet two successful women from different walks of life who tell us anything is possible when you dream big and work hard. First up in Myanmar, as the month of March through to May is summer vacation for Burmese students, City volunteers organized a trip to a local farm for 8 scholarship recipients in hopes that while bringing love to those in need, that these youngsters will learn to appreciate the food on their table each day. March through May is summer vacation for Myanmar students. Thus, volunteers take the opportunity to drive scholarship recipients to a local farm. It is an experience that volunteers hope will encourage students to reflect on the hard work that lies behind every meal. Being the dry season in Myanmar, volunteers pass through a dry and arid landscape before they reach the sea of green that is farmer U Teng Tun's rice fields. Today, volunteers hope to give their scholarship recipients a first-hand taste of the farming life.
Before, I didn't have enough seeds and had to borrow them. If I borrow 6 baskets, I had to return 7. Now, even though I don't live in a lap of luxury, but my heart is content and I have enough to eat. Also, I can save rice to help others. I'm very satisfied.
Volunteers next have the children experience what it takes to plant vegetables. Although everyone happily joins in, very quickly the students realize the difficulty of the task.
I've never planted anything before, so I never knew how hard a farmer has to work. Today, planting with everyone, I have learned a lot. When I get back home, I will share with my neighbors what I've seen and learned today. In the city, we can just get our vegetables in the market, but for farmers, it is different. To raise their crops, they need to spend a lot of time and effort. Like today, in the planting of these greens, there are so many steps. It has made me realize the difficult lives farmers have.
Through today's activities, these children have learned to be humble and thankful for the earth's bounty that they enjoy every day. In the Philippines, we meet former Tzu scholarship recipient Mary de la Paz, who despite living in poverty, still worked to fulfill her dream to be a teacher. Thanks to Tzu's tuition support, Mary has now finished her studies this year and is on her way to becoming a teacher to help more students like herself.
Following the volunteers' footsteps, we walk along a narrow lane to arrive at Mary's house. This tiny space is where Mary studies. Before, she used to endure hunger and spend nights on the streets with her family. Now, at least, she has a roof over her head to protect her from the elements.
Before, when I was still in my first year at university, I just walked to school, and there were times when I didn't eat anything and came back home still hungry.
Thankfully, since 2010, Tzu started to subsidize Mary's tuition so that she could focus on her studies without worries. Later, her hard work bore fruit as she was awarded the Best Student Teacher Award.
She really did well in her tasks as a student and at the same time as a student teacher. In her career as a teacher, given the chance, she will be a very good and a very effective teacher.
Following her 4 years of training, now Mary is ready to start her career as a teacher.
Looking back, in her first year at university, we couldn't make ends meet. If it wasn't for Tzu's help, she wouldn't have graduated from university.
Thank you po talaga sa Tzu Foundation.
Thank you, Tzu Foundation, for making all my dreams possible. I will also help other youngsters like me to fulfill their own dreams.
Getting through difficult times, Mary is not only ready to be a good teacher, but also a mentor to lead her students in overcoming their difficulties as they pursue their dreams.
Employees of Dingxing International Group recently visited the Ciji Suzhou grounds in China's Jiangsu province, where they received an introduction to the many phases of Ciji's missions, both in Suzhou and worldwide.
目前整个江苏省有这样规格的医院，目前据我所了解，目前只有2台。
Since its opening, the Ciji Suzhou grounds has been visited by many businesses and individuals as the larger community comes to learn more about Ciji's contribution to Suzhou. In addition to promoting workplace safety, volunteers also described to the visitors Ciji's worldwide medical mission.
I saw many people giving their all on behalf of others without any regard for themselves. It was moving to see their diligence in this area.
China's economy is taking off, and we have to ensure that society's humanitarian spirit matches this path of growth. In this way, we can all truly actualize the Chinese dream.
Visitors also visit the Jingzi Books and Cafe, located on the grounds, to get a sampling of the many Ciji-inspired publications. Volunteers are confident that through such community outreach programs, Ciji's message will make quick inroads in Suzhou and beyond.
When speaking of our childhood memories, what comes to mind for most is probably their time spent in school, especially in the school's canteen. However, following the growing concern over children's health and diet, the food that students used to be able to buy from canteens has been banned, leading to lower sales and many schools closing down their cafeterias. In today's feature report on food safety, we see how schools are also acting as a guard in limiting what goes into our children's stomach. For many of us, the school canteen is a place filled with fond memories. Children's favorite biscuits, snacks, soft drinks and candies are all available here. With the school canteen like a treasure box for many, in their short 10 minutes break, students not only make a quick trip to the bathroom, but always try grab a few snacks or soft drinks from the canteen. However, the growing concern over students' diet has meant that there are now fewer items sold on school campuses.
Inside school campus, only water and 100% milk and soy milk and juice can be sold. Those are what we consider as healthy beverages.
The freshly made soup is a hot item in winter, and the steamed buns are a favorite among the boys.
Every product here has a brand and a code to it, and we must act according to this list. All the products on this list have passed quality inspection and are all safe. The suppliers must send all the food for testing. If the products pass, then they will be on our list.
With fewer items on the shelf, sales have dropped dramatically in these canteens. Furthermore, with the government limiting overall profit to only 10%, many schools have decided to close down their canteens.
The operation of all school canteens must abide by the regulations set by the Taipei City Education Department, so there have been some setbacks in running canteens. In addition, the lack of staff may be another reason why schools are opting not to continue with them.
Taking Taipei City as an example, of the nearly 200 public schools, only 30% have canteens. And in elementary schools, the percentage dropped to a little over 10%.
For example, if the school can be in charge of its own purchases and the parents ensure their children bring water, the school then won't need to hire extra hands. So after some assessment, if they can accomplish their tasks, they don't need to pay the human resource cost.
Taiwan has the highest convenience store density in the world, and locations around schools are considered a gold mine for businesses. Some chain stores have even set up stores inside high school campuses. Business is booming inside the small convenience store as students pour in at break time. Some are looking around while others are paying their bills.
关于合作社的这个贩卖的规定。
With regards to the regulations of school cafeterias, it is not as strict in high schools, so we still sell beverages and snacks. We don't encourage any sugary food, and we hope high school students will drink healthier beverages too.
Besides the prohibited items, convenience stores offer almost everything similar to the ones outside school, making them the students' favorite place to be at school. Nonetheless, with so much variety to choose from, one wonders if these students have the ability to differentiate between what is healthy and what is not. Thus, teachers and parents both have the responsibility to help their children stay away from junk food. To celebrate the Children's Day in a meaningful way, teachers at Tainan's DaAi Kindergarten took their students to the local Jingsi Hall to help clean the surrounding environment. In the process, these youngsters all experienced the joy of giving.
Here in Taiwan, wearing bandanas and aprons, students from Tainan DaAi Kindergarten are heading to their local Jingsi Hall to be a volunteer.
We want the children to understand Children's Day isn't about receiving gifts, but understanding the value of giving.
No matter if it's sweeping or cleaning the windows, the students leave no dust behind.
Purifying hearts by sweeping the floor. If the heart is not pure, then sweeping is a wasted action. I also cleaned the toilet and swept leaves.
In getting down on all fours to mop the floor, the children's awkward movements show their unfamiliarity with this type of work. However, everyone gives it their best nonetheless. And neither was the bathroom left untouched by the children.
When I came in, the bathroom smelled, but after I cleaned, it smelled nice.
Each stamp in the student's book represents a completed volunteer event. As the pages fill up with stamps, the children's hearts are also filled up with blessings.
In Malaysia, students from the Kuala Lumpur DaAi Educate Center took to the street to promote Jingsi aphorisms to local businesses. Apart from sharing the master's words of wisdom, the children also gained confidence in communicating with others.
Practicing a song, these students are readying themselves for the upcoming event. Today, accompanied by their teachers and DaAi mothers, students from Kuala Lumpur DaAi Educate Center are promoting Jingsi aphorism poster to local store owners. Visiting store after store, the children do their best to promote the Jingsi aphorism posters to store owners. Working together, the children personally hand up the poster in each store they visit.
We want our children to say good words to their classmates and those outside of school. We want them to create good affinity with everyone, not just store owners.
We delivered Jingsi aphorisms to our community's aunts and uncles and helped others.
Thanks to the event, these students not only learn to overcome their shyness, but also experience the joy of spreading words of wisdom far and wide.
As a part of Tzu Chi's charity work, Tzu Chi volunteers regularly visit solitary senior residents to bring them joy and support. Volunteers in Xiamen, China, visited a rare centenarian, while those in Taipei, Taiwan, celebrated the 90th birthday of a delightful senior.
Uncle, it's your 90th birthday today, and we Tzu Chi volunteers wish you happiness and a long life.
Here in Taiwan, every year on this day, Tzu Chi volunteers have a date with Zhong Xinhua to celebrate his birthday. Zhong hails from China, but as he does not have any children, volunteers have been taking care of him for the past 3 years.
Uncle, we wish you a long life. See, you're not 90, you're 9.
Having a bite of birthday cake, Zhong is fully enjoying his life and thinks of these volunteers as family. Joining in the celebration, the senior sings a few notes to entertain the crowd.
He will often speak kindly to us, like telling us to take care of ourselves. Every time we visit, I can tell he has been looking forward to our visit.
Having Tzu Chi volunteers visit him enriches his life and ensures he's not as lonely. His laughter and joy is never ending. Whenever volunteers are here, his laughter is especially boisterous.
Tzu Chi volunteers' care continues to warm the hearts of solitary seniors. Meanwhile, in Xiamen, China, Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting centenarian Su Pi. Living on her own, the first thing volunteers do is help the senior clean up her home.
Granny, I'll take you outside to sit a bit so we can clean up here, okay?
Switching out a clean straw mat and clean blankets, volunteers not only give the senior a fresh bed to sleep in, but also a new haircut.
Washing her hair makes me think about when I used to wash my father's hair like this. It's a blessing, really. Since she hasn't washed her hair in a while, the smell might offend some. Yet if you think of her as your own grandmother, then the odor won't bother you.
Wish you health and happiness.
The Tzu Chi volunteers' unbroken love fills the void of family in the hearts of these solitary seniors.
In an era dominated by a knowledge-based economy, working women have joined the ranks of the labor force, breaking through glass ceilings and finding their way up the corporate ladder. Today we meet two women, one a successful white-collar in the technology industry and the other a Thai-power technician, to see how women are taking their lives and careers into their own hands.
This is the annual Eterna Case Competition. Still in her 30s, Lin Fangjing is currently a much sought-after marketing director of an instant messaging software company. Lin believes as we enter the era of a knowledge economy, women have become more competitive.
The development of technology saved us working women in a way, because it means we are no longer confined to the office. Whether it is communicating with the media, with other firms, or even interdepartmental coordination, it's been a huge benefit for us.
This regional office in Taiwan consists of 2 staff members, both of whom are women.
All I need to do is give her a direction and let her know what my idea is or what my plan is going to be, and she will execute it.
The nature of transnational corporations is places with limited manpower, endless work and countless challenges. However, Lin believes as long as women are willing to step up to the challenge and dare to take risks, there will always be a way out.
Whether it is design or event rundowns, we review it over and over and make the necessary changes or revisions until she's satisfied.
I don't limit my possibilities just because I'm a woman. If we see it in this way, gender won't be an issue.
Master management consultant Peter Drucker predicted that the knowledge worker would eventually cross gender boundaries, and when female participation in the labor force reaches 50%, half of the success will be credited to them. The appearance of the working woman has also been seen in jobs which were once viewed as jobs for men only.
I see this as training for my body.
Although having a petite physique, Xu Pei-er works as an electrical energy distribution technician at Thai Power. Pei-er was once a counter saleswoman at a department store. However, with the encouragement of her husband, Xu tested into Thai power.
安全气好，安全带好。
With already a year of field experience, Pei effortlessly climbs up a 40-meter tower that is slated for maintenance work, once viewed as a job only a man could do.
There aren't many women who do this job, so my husband always reminds me to be careful.
Wanted her to understand the nature and the safety implications of our work. But regardless of whomever joins us, we see each other as part of our family.
Regardless of the weather outside, come rain or shine, Pei reports to work.
We are transmitting 160,000 kilowatts of power, and we will also be doing an inspection here today. We have 5 female staff members who oversee the transmission site. Whether it is windy, hailing, or thundering, they still have to go out there.
With professions much more gender neutral now, blurring the roles of male and female in the workplace, the rules of the game have changed. It is no longer based on gender, but rather survival of the fittest.
In our final report, we traveled to Taiwan's Pingdong to meet Hesan Junior High School student Zhu Yiting, who was diagnosed with leukemia, thalassemia, and hyperactivity when he was 3. It was not until Zhu came across the story of mouth and foot painter Xie Kun-san on DaAi TV that inspired him to look on the brighter side of life.
Lions are ferocious and brave. I like this kind of animal.
Attentively drawing his favorite animal is Zhu Yiting. At the age of 3, he was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia and spent most of his life in a hospital before he was 7. Not until he watched the story of mouth and foot painter Xie Kun-san did he start to think in a more positive way.
The program on Master Xie Kun-san's life, broadcast by DaAi TV, gave Yiting a new sense of motivation. He said since Master Xie is able to draw beautiful paintings with his mouth, he's capable of being a better painter as both of his hands are healthy.
Inspired by Master Xie Kun-san, Zhu has found his path in life. Immersing himself in the world of painting, he has become more confident and optimistic in facing his health problems.
I want to be a painter and open a painting studio to teach people how to paint. I will charge less for students from low-income families, but the affluent have to pay more to learn.
Despite his health problems, Zhu is still determined to work to help the less fortunate and create a cycle of kindness in society.
We go back to the Philippines at the end of today's program, where local Tzichings in Rizal Province have been caring for senior residents in Anawam nursing home for over a year. At their recent visits, these young volunteers again brought happiness and laughter to the elderly people. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.